Okay, just record. All right. Yeah, there's few minutes I did not record. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at this problem. Okay, we're trying to express as a single fraction. Right. So to solve this problem, right? Step one, it's a 7 plus 3 over 5. And here's 2 plus 1 over 3. So 7 plus 7 plus 2 is 9. Now 3 over 5 and 1/3, right? You have to get a common denominator. So what I'm going to do is multiply by 3 each term. And here I have to multiply by 5. Okay? Numerator denominator. Then I got, here's 5 times 3, it's 9 plus 5. 9 plus 5 is 14. And then 15. Okay. Now, that's not an answer. This is not, I want you to express as A over B, right? So what you do is 9 can be changed to 9 times 15 over 15, so you can get a common denominator immediately. So then you have to do the computation, 9 times 15 by hand or by using calculator, either way, okay? So 9 times 15, so 135 over 15 plus 14 over 15. Then add them together. This will be 1, 4, 9, and 15 over 15. So that is supposed to be the answer. Okay? That's supposed to be the answer. Yeah. Okay, let me repeat again. This is the formula is A over B plus or minus C over D. It's going to be B and D and AD plus minus BC. Okay, this is one of the formula we have to, right? And plus minus multiplication is just AC and BD, and then another one is AB divided by C over D, and then you have to change it to division, right? You have to change it to the multiplication, D and C, and upside down, okay? So those are the formulas we're using, okay? Those are the formulas we are using, okay? Of course, this also denoted by C over D, because we know that our notation A divided by B is just A over B, okay? Okay, so let's take a look at the next problem. We have a 2 times 1 minus 1 over 2 plus 3 times 1 minus 1 over 3 plus 4 times 1 over 4 and so on, okay? And that is 100 times 1 minus 100, okay? Now, you have a 100 terms. So lots of fractions involved, okay? There are lots of fractions involved. How do you do this? Well, I think we should, either you multiply this out, okay? You can, it doesn't matter which way you do, right? Or you do the computation do the computation for 2 terms in each parenthesis. I think the result will be the same, okay? The first one is 2 minus 1, that's just 1. The second one here is 2 over 3, right? Because 3 minus 1. And the fourth one is 3 over 4. So you find the pattern first, okay? And then keep it going. The last one is 100. Here's 100 minus 1 is 99 minus 100 divided by 100. So how many terms do we have here? I think we have 99 terms. Now, as you can see that all of them can be canceled out, right? All of them canceled out. So what you have here is actually is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 all the way to 99. Are we able to add this together? Are we able to do that? I think the answer is yes. Okay. The answer is yes. So how do you do that? Well, you can, the trick is, there's a formula, okay? The formula is the first term plus last term and divide by 2, and then multiply by the numbers of terms, okay? But we can also do this way, 1 plus 2 plus 3 all the way to 99. I reverse the order, here's 99. When I add them together, each of them, vertically add them together, it's 100, 100, 100. And how many terms you have here? 100 times 99. This is a double of the sum. If it's just single one, then you divide by 2. Okay? So you can 55 times 99. Okay? Now how do you do this 55 times 99? Right? Well, just do the multiplication directly. 55 is 50, sorry, 50. Okay, 50 times 99. So just 50 times 99, right? And then divide by, divide by 2. So it says the answer is going to be 4,950. Okay. All right. So I wanted to do the following. I did a lot by myself here now. 7 over 19 times 13 over 44 plus 7 over 19 times 19 and 44, right? And the plus 7 over 19 times 25 over 44. Total is 7 over 19 times 31 over 44. Okay, so you have 4 terms here. And you look at all the terms. I hope you can figure it out the best way to solve this problem. Okay, please go ahead. Right, if you get answers, let me know. Yeah, express as a single fraction. But I don't have any answers from you guys. But look at all those terms. You see that there's a common factor, 7 over 19. You take 7 over 19 out. So it's 13 over 44 plus 19 over 44 plus 25 over 44 plus 31 over 44. Then you add all those numbers together. 13 plus 19, 25 and 31. Now, even when you add those numbers, and there was some trick here, right? So 19 plus 31 should add together first. Now that is going to be, hey, that's going to be 50, right? Then 13 plus 25 is going to be 38. So you will see that that would be 88, 44. Great, 88 and 44. 88 is double of the 44. So that's why 7 over 19 times 2. Then 7 times 2 is going to be 14. 14 over 19, that is the answer. You know, I don't know whether you got the same answer or not. It's not easy, right? But that should be the answer now. 13 over, so 2 times 7 is going to be 14. Right? Okay, so that is probably, so you have to look at all the terms before you take a step. Okay? Yeah. All right, so our next problem, factoring is the idea, and it's important factoring, right? So let's simplify the following expression. 2 to the 2022 minus 2 to the 2020 divided by the 2021. Okay. Yes. So are we able to, we learned the exponents before, right? So we hope we can simplify this. Yeah, if you have answers, and please let me know. Hey, nobody gave me the answer so far yet. So let's let me finish this. To dealing with the numerate, right? You have to separate 2022 should be written 2020 plus 2, right? If it's plus 2, then it'll be 2 squared here, right? And then minus 2020, right? And you will get 2020 out, and that is 1, so it's 2 squared minus 1 here, right? That's a factor we call it. Have a common factor. You can take it out. And then the denominator is also can be written as 2, right? 2020 plus 1 here, the power, right? So now it's clear that this number is very big, but we don't care. It's going to be cancelled out. So the numerator will be 4 minus 1 is 3, 3 over 2. So just 3 over 2. That is the answer. Okay. Right, so that would be the answer. Now, I think we have the following formula. If A minus B and A plus B, let's do the multiplication of this formula, right? So this will be, right, A times A is A squared. A times B will be AB. B times A will be negative here, negative BA, right? And the B times B will be negative B squared. And B, negative B times positive. So this two be canceled out. We get A squared minus B squared. Right? So conversely, A squared minus B squared is going to be A minus B and A plus B, right? And that actually helps you a lot when you do the computation. For example, 99 squared, okay, not 99, okay, 101 squared yeah, 101 squared minus 1, right? And then it can be viewed as 101 square minus 1 square, right? So using the above formula, you get 101 minus 1, 101 plus 1. And then it's see, it's much quicker. 101 minus 1 is 100, and the 101 plus 1 is 102. So I have to do just add the 2 zeros at the end. You see, that's computation very quick. Okay. All right. So now let's simplify. All right. Let's simplify. Let's simplify 100, 125. Okay, this is 125 square, 124 times 126. How about this? Find a way to simplify this fraction. Okay. What is the best way to solve this problem? Okay, so how do you do that? I see, look at 125, 120. So I see 124 is 125 minus 1. 126 is 125 plus 1. So everything is expressed 125. And then when you multiply this out, it's a minus b, a plus b. So you get the 125 square minus 1 square. Then you remove the parentheses, right? Then remove the parentheses, it's going to be 125 square minus 125 square and plus 1, and then this cancels out. The denominator is just 1. So its answer is 125. All right. Now, let's do some fractions of fractions. Okay. So if you have a 1 over 3 over 2, right, that is going to be, it's actually 1 divided by that. It's 1 times 2 over 3, right? Can you get it? Yeah, become multiplication, turn upside down. So that's 2 over 3. Okay, clear. Right? The formula we are using here is A over B divided by C over D, and here A over B is just integer. This can become the multiplication. Okay, right? We're using this identity. So let's do next problem. This time, I'm going to make it a little bit more complicated. Fractions inside the fractions. Okay, so how do you do that? Step by step. Okay, so step by step. So what is 1 minus 1 half? 1 minus 1 half, everybody knows that it's going to be 1 half. Okay, right? Then 1 divided by 1 half is going to be 2, because 1 divided by 1 half is going to be 1 times 2 over 1, which is 2. So it's 2. Then you will get 1 minus 2 is going to be negative 1. So the answer is negative 1. So I'm going to ask you to do the next problem. If you get the answers, then post it to me. Okay, please work on this. It's a fraction, right? Okay, I hope you give me an answer. Okay, some of you get, well, totally different answers here. Okay, so let's try to finish it. Okay, first of all, 2 plus 1/3 is going to be 2 is a 2 over 1, right? So it's 2 times 3 over 3, right? So that is going to be 2 times 3 is 6, 6 it's 7 over 3, right? So 7 over 3. Okay, and then 1 over 7 over 3 is going to be 3 over 7, turned upside down, right? Then 1 plus 3 over 7 is going to be 7 over 7 plus 3 over 7, which is 10 over 7. Okay? Then turn this upside down, it's 7 over 10. Okay? 7 over 10 is the correct answer. So the person named GQU. Okay, please next time use a real name. Okay, don't use a kind of fake name. Okay. You have to when you log in. Okay, already there is a link in the confirmation email. You don't need to register again. If you have to enter your name and email address, that means you are re-registered again. Then you automatically get the email received by the email address you given. maybe your email address, maybe a parent email. You have to use a parent email address, okay? And your full name, and when you're ready. Please just bookmark the link, so don't need to enter some string names. All right, so this is about, this is a fraction, right? Now let's make some observation, okay? We find out if 1/3 plus 1/6, that is going to be, that's going to be 2/6 plus 1/6. That'd be 3/6. That's just 1/2. Okay. Then if I change to, here's a 4. Over 12. Let's see what we can get. And that's 4 is going to be, it's 1, I think multiplied by 3. So it's going to be 3/12. Right? Right. So that will be 4/12. 4/12 is going to be 1/3. So 1/3 can be expressed as a sum of the two reciprocals of the integers. Now, then you were asking me, how do you know that, right? Can you try to get something 1/4? Okay, here's n plus 1/n. Okay, it's not easy. You can guess and try. Okay, it's not easy. So I'm going to show you a way to find the general formula. Okay, it's not easy, by guess and trying. Now I will tell you here, this is maybe it's a 5. Okay, that will be 20 maybe. Yeah, if it's let's see, we get 1/3. I'm going to try to get 5. So I'm going to put a 6 here. Yeah, I'm trying to get 1/4, right? I'm going to use a 5. See, if you want to guess and try, I don't think it takes some forever to get it. Okay, so we have to find a way to. Let's try this. Okay. I'm going to put 20 here. Okay. So 5 is going to be 4 here over 20, right? Plus 1/20. Then I got 5/20, and indeed I got a quarter. All right, so that's interesting, right? That is interesting. But at least I got some ideas. The only problem I needed to figure out is the next number, right? If I have a 3 here, then I can always make it like a 3 plus 1, which is 4, right? If I want to get 1/4, and then I have to begin with 1/5. So I do get some patterns here. Okay, this is right. Look at these two numbers. So I'm trying to, if I want to get 1/n, and this must be 1/n and plus 1/n. So let's try to solve for n. Okay, if possible. Okay. So what I get here is 1/n should be equal to 1/n minus 1/n plus 1. Okay, add them together. Wow, that's indeed I can get, so m should be equal to n times n plus 1. So now I have a formula. Okay, this always guarantees going to be 1 over n. See, that's why how do we do, research, right? You inspired, by the patterns partially, and then you hope you can, you determine the first one, then you hope you're lucky enough you get m, m is integer, 1 over integer equals 1 over n, and then you solve it, right? You solve that, then you get this. So now I can always get answers. For example, if you get 1/100, so I get 101 plus, right? And it's 100 times 101. Bingo. See? So you can always write. Okay. So but anyway, the formula. Okay, let's go back to this formula. And 1/n. This is just equal to n plus 1. This is really another important formula, okay, one can use, okay. Yeah, in other words, 1/5 times 6, right? This can be written as 1/5 minus 1/6, okay, right? So if you are given the following problem, evaluate, find the sum or simplify, right? You begin with any number, 10 times 11, plus 1/11 times 12, and 1/12 times, 12 times 13, and keep it going. And here is going to be 19 times 20. Now, if you don't know this formula, it will be very hard to compute it, because how many terms do we have? You have 10 terms here, right? And you have to add together, get a common denominator. That's impossible, right? Yeah. So it will be impossible. So what you do is you separate each term, okay? And you can try, okay? I already give you a hint here. So we'll be, yeah, I hope you can figure it out. Yeah, you have total, I didn't list all the 10 terms, but you have 10 terms here, 10 fractions. Anyone has answers now? All right, so let's do it. I did not get any answers from you guys. So this can be separate as 1/10 minus 1/11. And this can be separate 1/11 minus 1/12. This can be separate, and so on. It's 1/19 minus 1/20. And as you can see that, those are all canceled out right in the middle. So you will get only 1/10 minus 1/20. That's trivial, right? So you can get 2/1/20 minus 1, right? And 2 minus 1 is 1/10. So 1/20 is the answer. Okay, you see that, right? That to be very simple now. All right, so I hope after you understand this, I hope you can evaluate the following one. 1/1 times 2 plus 1/1 times 3 plus 1/3 times 4, and keep it going. And this is a 2019 times 2020. Okay, how many terms here? You have, let's add the one, 2021, 2020. Yeah, 2020 times 2021. So you have a 2020 terms here, right? So let's try to add them together. Okay, can you do that? The ideas are very similar to the previous one. All right, let's finish this. It's going to be 1/1 minus 1/2, 1/2 minus 1/3, 1/3 minus 1/4, and keep it going. And here, okay, right. Then all of them in the middle will be canceled out. So the result is you only have a 1/1 minus 1/2021. So how do you combine them into one fraction? Well, it's a 2021/2021 minus, right? So the answer is 2021 minus 1 is 2020 divided by 2021. This is a number almost equal to 1. Yeah, after you add those 2020 terms, okay, although the number is getting so tiny, okay, but add them together, you almost get 1. Right? This is almost equal to 1. Okay, although the first one is 1, and then 1/6, 1/12, and so on. Okay, so that is okay. Okay. Remember, I think we introduced a notation before, right? Like a 3 factorial is going to be 1 times 2 times 3, right? It's a product. This is just a notation. 6 factorial is 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5 times 6. But you can always stop here. That's going to be 4 factorial times 5 times 6, right? You can also stop here. It's a 3 factorial times 4 times 5 times 6. And so, right? So if you understand this, and let's work out the following. Okay? Simplify. Simplifying 10 factorial minus 8 factorial, 10 factorial plus 8 factorial. Right. Now, if you want to multiply this out, 10 factorial is a huge number. Okay. 8 factorial is going to be 1 times 2 times 3 times 4. all the way to 7, 8, right? 5, 6, right? It's a huge number, and the 10 factorial even large. Okay. However, I don't need to know the exact value of this. All I needed to know is going to be, this is going to be 8 factorial and the 9 times, right? Okay, so using this, the fraction, okay, the fraction can be written as 8 factorial 9 times 10 minus 8 factorial, right? You don't need to know the exact value of 8 factorial. So 8 factorial is some kind of numbers. You can take it out. 9 times 10 minus 1. 9 times 10 plus 1. So 8 factorial is gone. 9 times 10, 90. 90 minus 1 is 89. 90 plus 1 is 91. So that's it. So this is the answer to the problem after you simplify. After you simplify. Okay, so fractions, shows up everywhere, but we have to find the idea to simplify. Okay, so let me ask you to do the next problem. I hope you finish it. Yeah, we're going to 2021 minus 2000. Yeah, let's say to 2020. Okay, please simplify this expression. All right, so let's finish it. Still nobody gave me the answers. So the first one, I express as 2020 times 2 to the 1. Okay, and here 2020 times 2. Okay, then you get a common factor. 2 to the 2020 is a common factor. You take it out. Okay, after you take it out, this will be canceled out. This is a huge number, you know that, right? It's a huge number. Then you will see it's a 3 over 1, which just simply just equal to 3. Okay. Okay. So that's all for today's class.